once we get took off, get some better equipment, it'll slim you down.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're calling me fat?
I just don't want you to feel self-conscious.
You know we're recording.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm here for you, buddy.
I'm not changing it. I'm going to leave it starting out just like that.
That's fine.
Oh, it's Jason again, everybody. Code 0.5 with my co-host. Your name sucks.
I can't help it.
Your name needs to be 2 syllables with my co-host, Richard.
I don't like that.
Little Dick.
Well, LD. Oh, LD. So I'm going to call you Big Dick. I'm going to call you Little Dick. God, I shudder every time I think about that.
All the trauma that you went through.
I just want to know how she knew, because I'm dealing with that forever.
I was glancing over there to make sure everything was operating right, and you were saying that, and then I was, wait a minute, what's he talking about? Oh, today I think we need to talk about some different stuff.
Oh,
Like, you know how you can get those cool flags that have the U.S. flags have the thin blue line on them?
yeah.
Now they have those flags that have like red and gold and green and like for firemen and all that stuff.
Oh,
like
they got their own? I thought it was rainbowed.
Yeah, it's got all it's a black flag and it's got all these different colors on it. Shut up. I know where you're going now. Oh, I get it. I know where you're going with now.
I was gonna say.
But anyway, they'll have them. Then it'll say like dispatch and like EMT or paramedics.
Right.
So they've got first responders on there. They got law enforcement. And then they've got second responders. They'll have, the firemen and everybody else. Did you know now, whenever, like when COVID hit, that they started calling nurses first responders too?
What?
Yeah. They got included with all that.
What color are they?
Heck, I don't know. Does it really matter? I mean, because like we're first responders and you got the second responders, like the firemen and all that. And then nurses are like what? The fourth responders? Because like when they come in there, the first person that deals with them when they get there,
look out!
It's like
Look out!
It's like who's the person that checks them in when they get there?
Yeah,
and then the nurse goes and talks to them.
Yeah. No, because then you got the lady that's got to get the insurance card.
Oh,
they
yeah.
They got to make sure you have insurance before they'll talk to you, before they'll even send a nurse in. So it's like if you don't, actually, I bet it depends on like what kind of insurance you have as to what kind of nurse you get.
Oh, yeah, that's
you know
right.
What I'm saying? Like it's like credit.
So if you got the good insurance, you get the good nurse?
Yeah, the ones that know what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? They can tell the difference between like intestinal worms and a stomach ache.
Hey, which nurse are you?
The one that feeds you.
Yeah.
And see, I talk all this crap. Like we went into Love's one time and she's like, she found out that they'll give like free drinks or whatever, like fountain drinks to law enforcement.
Oh, yeah.
And she was in there one day and they said something to her like, are you a cop or whatever? And she's like, no. She goes, well, I'm a nurse. Well, they made her pay for it.
Oh.
And so I was like, yeah. I was like, you got to be cool. You got to be, a first responder to get a free drink. And she goes, well, it's because they pay me enough to buy my drinks.
Oh, ow. Did you have to start react for a burn?
Yeah.
A severe burn. Oh, man.
I was like, okay, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah. Nurses and lab rats. My wife's a lab rat. That's what I call her.
So is she the one that like takes the blood or does she test it?
She can, she will. She's not above it, but she has people to do that. She has people. She has people. That's what she says.
Really?
Yeah. She lovingly refers to them as her bitches. And it's not like, oh yeah, these are my bitches. It's like, no, me and my bitches. We run this lab. I'm like, okay, y'all are gangster, gang and shit, But no, she does like she actually spins the blood and easy. She spins the blood, and she messes with other things too. I mean, like saliva and like she calls them wet preps. Do you know what a wet prep is?
No, but I forgot we were recording this, and I'm over here getting ticked because my daughter walked in the house, and I'm like,
we're gonna be a domestic here later. Good thing I'm 10-7, but it's a wet prep. Do you know what a wet prep is?
No, you lick it before you stick it.
Oh, it's stuck. It's something that's been stuck somewhere. It's one of them long Q-tips. Anyway, she's got to mess with for their annual.
Oh,
yeah, she's got to test all those.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah, and you know how? Okay, oh man, there's some tests I wish I could remember which one. I'm gonna have to ask her now. But there's one the test, the way you tell if they have this thing is smelling it.
No, no,
really?
No.
Tell me you wear a mask when you do that. Don't come and kiss me. No, don't you do it. Don't you do it. No, yeah. Bro, she told me about wait, are we explicitly rated on our?
Yeah.
I can't say the word though. There's children present. I'll have to bring up the pollywogs a different time.
Oh, she ain't a child. She's my kid.
I just don't want to say something too offensive, but she was telling me about this thing. It's called God damn, I can't remember. Go. Let me figure out what this is, and I'll come back to it. Hang on.
I'm about to knock my child out.
Why?
The only reason I'm like freaking out, like these microphones are super sensitive, and so like every move that she makes, I mean, like you could hear a mouse fart through this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she's over there. Like earlier, she called her friend and was yakking on the phone, and I'm like,
yeah, you could hear the warden over there too.
Yeah, and giggling and everything, and it's like,
I don't know who the hell she's talking to, but she's pissed. She just wrote a novel.
Well, only do this like once or twice a month. Come on, y'all can be quiet for a little while.
No. Oh, man. I'm trying to figure out.
Anyway, the episode I was going to talk about is our experiences with everything else, like with the fire and paramedics that show up. Like here recently, I had and I have no clue why they called them. There was a house that was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And the paramedics said that they needed to send law enforcement.
Why?
So I'm like, what's going on? I don't have water on the back of my truck.
The fire shooting at them or something?
I don't know. So I'm heading that way, and I'm not going to run with my lights and sirens on because, I mean, there's not something I need to do that would be of importance. And they didn't give any information. So I'm just cruising that way. And as I get there, pull up, and paramedic was like, hey, there was a guy here that was pissed. And, I thought he was going to cause some problems. And I'm like, why is he pissed?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, he's mad because it took fire, he said, too long to get here. I'm like, okay. I was like, well, where is this guy? And they're like, oh, he took off earlier. He left in a car. Okay. Well, I hang out for a few minutes. The white car comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's still kind of upset. He's kind of heated. And I talked to him. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, well, I called, my house was on fire. And he lives in like a bumper pool camper trailer or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it didn't matter if the fire department was across the street, that thing was going to be gone.
Yeah, those are unfortunately very flammable.
I'm talking to him and he's pissed because he said he calls and it took them over 20 minutes to get there. Well, in the area that he lives in, the fire department is strictly volunteer. This is during the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah.
So the volunteers are at work.
That thing's gone.
And the closest one is like, I don't know, 15, 18 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take him a minute to get there.
Right.
Well, he gets there and he starts causing problems with them, cussing and yelling at them. And I told him, I was like, look, do you know what firefighters do for fun? I was like, and they sit around the station a lot and they have fun. Do you know what firefighters do for fun?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, I don't know. They were probably doing it. And that's why it took them so long to get here. That's why they were just having fun. And I was like, yeah. I go, firefighters like to exercise. They like to work out for fun. They're strange creatures. Okay. Yeah. So when you come over here and you start giving them hell, two things are going to happen. One, they're either going to turn that hose on you and knock the hell out of you with that 3-inch or 4-inch line they've got, or the biggest one over there is going to go over and whoop your ass just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Either way, when they're done, I'm going to cuff you and take you to jail.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, why would you? And I was like, leave them alone while they're doing their job. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And then he, finally started to catch on. And I was like, now, when you get your insurance money for your trailer or whatever that caught on fire, those things are mobile. Take it and move it somewhere that's closer to a fire department, and you won't have to worry about this again.
Right.
I was like, so if you're going to live out in the middle of the boonies, and it's just like me.
Pond.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dig you a pond.
And it's just like me whenever I don't live in town, and it's, 10 miles away for the close fire department.
Yeah, you're out here in the deer woods.
So it's like, I knew that risk when I was getting into it.
Yeah.
I mean, my insurance for the home is a little higher because I'm not close for law enforcement and fire and whatever else services I need. I mean, probably an ambulance when I go to sleep one night and I've been lipping off all day.
Yeah.
So I know that coming out here. This guy should have expected it.
For sure.
But the greatest thing would have been if he would have gone over there and been giving those firemen hell, and then the firemen just turn and knock him the hell down with that 4-inch. Is a 4-inch line? I can't remember how big those things are.
I think they're 4-inch.
And I've seen people get hit with those streams of water, and it'll knock you quite a ways.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of on that one, man, we have this little guy. His name's Mike. And he was freaking burning without a permit. And it's like right before my shift was fixing to end, and I see the smoke, and I told Renniks, I said, man, go over there and check that out, see what's going on. And so Renniks goes over there, and he calls me up, and he's like, I need public works over here. I need this fire put out. He ain't got no permit. I'm like, all right. So I call public works, and we go over there, and they had to turn the water back on to the deal so they could put the fire out. So Renniks over there scratching tickets off. He gets the hose out, stands over there, and puts the fire out. And he's like, this is why you don't need to be burning. This right here, giving him the speech. Anyway, so we leave, and it's probably 45 minutes later. I'm off, and I was doing something, and this old boy called me, and he goes, hey, I think we might need a fire truck on Main Street. I was like, dude, what? What's wrong? And he's like, it's on fire down there. I was like, oh, shit. So I call Renniks. I'm like, hey, where are you at? And he goes, fucking north side of town. I was like, hey, you might need to go make a pass by Main Street and see what's going on. There are people calling me, telling me that it's smoke and flames and fire and all kinds of shit. And he's like, all right.
He started a fire somewhere else.
So Renniks goes down there, and I'm on the phone with him, and then I hear him say, oh, shit. And then all of a sudden he's code 3. This fool's code 3 to my house. He's on the PA talking about, we need to go. We got to go get a brush pumper now. I guess Jackass had relit the fire after Renniks had put it out.
The same fire?
The same. Well, this was more because he trailed it back and then around and behind. Anyway.
So he gets cited for it and then does it again.
Yeah, because screw Renniks. That's why. We got no power here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
he shouldn't have shut down my cornhole game.
Exactly.
Football game.
Renniks, man. I gotta chill. But so we go steal a brush pumper, and I'm out there, and I'm like literally just got off work, but now I've stolen a brush pumper from the fire department, taken it to Main Street, and you got guys out there with like fire extinguishers trying to put this shit out, but it's caught. It's going. And so I'm out there, and the entire time I'm I'm cussing. I'm like, oh, let this shit burn. This bastard, da da da. And I'm over here freaking spraying it, and I get it put out, and freaking little Mike comes running up to me. Oh, yeah, it got away. I was like, look here. I was like, this is the reason why you need a freaking burn permit. I was like, you better not burn shit ever again. Okay. Yes, sir. All right.
And that probably sent a message better than the citations.
Well, probably. I know. It may have been how Rennick said it. He may have said it all nice, like, hey, man, don't be burning out here. Yeah. But I told this dude, I was getting ready to freaking snap him in half because I was like, because I stepped on a nail while I was out there. I'm like, great, now I got tetanus.
Yeah, just take him to jail.
Goofy bastard.
Him and Renniks.
Yeah. Oh no, Renniks. They'd have to lock everybody up to keep them away from Renniks. Renniks is DOC.
Oh,
He's from
yeah, I
DOC.
forgot about that.
You know,
And how he thinks law enforcement should go through DOC training.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
he fights the fear we pretend doesn't exist and shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He's been there.
I think my daughter's been through DOC training.
Really?
Yeah, she worked at a daycare in town. Don't they? Isn't it the same thing? You just have to watch them, make sure they eat, and
Pretty much.
don't poop in their pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's telling me all about that. He's like, it's crazy in there. I was like, bro, ain't nothing to that. I'm like, you got cameras everywhere, and there's more of you guys. I'm like, and I, pointing at a house. I'm like, tell me how many doors are in that house, how many guns are in that house. And
Yeah,
he's like,
you already
no.
know they're a bad guy.
Oh yeah, like you
they've
know
been
what you're
convicted.
dealing with.
You
You've
know.
read their rap sheet. We don't know what the hell we're dealing with over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, Renniks is he's hardcore. He was corporal. He was rank.
Oh, yeah. I don't mean nothing to me.
It should.
Has he ever worked anywhere else, like as a fireman or anything?
Oh yeah, he's had several jobs. He's he's actually trying to get on the fire department.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's the one that's wanting to be like starting the DARE program, and
Oh, dude, he wants.
isn't he wanting to
everything.
start like a one-man SWAT team in your town?
Yeah, yeah. He's SWAT. Let's see what he does. He does animal control, SWAT. He points things out for code enforcement. By God. He is also tailgate patrol. He is security at the football games. Does security around other things. What else does he do?
That town needs to understand just how much you protect them, not only from, what everyone fears, but you also protect them from Renniks.
Yeah. If they only knew. If they only knew the things I shut him down on.
We'll have more coming up on Code 0.5.
If you're looking for a political podcast that goes beyond the headlines, check out the Beltway Briefing. I'm Howard Schweitzer, CEO of Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. Every week on the Beltway Briefing, our team of former Republican and Democratic presidential appointees, Capitol Hill veterans, and political advocates shares behind-the-scenes perspective that cuts through the noise. If you want the inside scoop, subscribe now to the Beltway Briefing here or wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh man, give the boy a couple years, maybe he'll figure it out.
Oh, I had a great one I was going to get him with. Oh, I'll have to tell you later. I don't want to do him like that. I don't want to do him like that on the podcast, but I got a good one.
The next time we get together, we got to get him on here.
I know. We need to.
Everybody needs to hear Renniks.
Yeah, he probably won't now. He'll be big salty. Be like, you guys have made me look like an idiot now.
No, you'd pretty much do that by
You're
yourself.
just telling stories of things you do, man. They're not embellishing anything.
Oh man. No, you pretty much got it figured out.
Oh, freaking Renniks.
I don't know how many episodes we could have with just him on here.
Oh.
Material for days. He's going to be
Days.
asking us to pay him.
Yeah, no, he thinks he's going to get some of this Wolf Chili money. He ain't getting none of that.
Oh, and you thought of a name for your app
Oh, yeah. There's
of the stealing stuff so they could get dope money.
Oh, yeah. What the heck was it?
Oh, I can remember, but you
What
can't.
was it?
We're out there talking about it.
I'm throwing all kinds of
You're
stuff
like,
out.
they're going to be stealing stuff to get freaking dope. And then you go, that's what we can call it, freaking dope.
I'm telling you, that's gonna be gangbusters when that takes off. He's gonna be mad as hell. He'll probably be like, y'all know I can program that, right?
Probably. You know what would be even better? Is if the cop they had to run from looked like Renniks.
Oh, it will be. Oh, it will be.
Yes.
I'm writing that down.
The cop or the Walmart security guard.
He was loss prevention for Walmart.
Really?
Yes, he was loss prevention for Walmart. He was a freaking armored truck driver. He didn't get out of the truck. He wasn't a hopper. He drove it. Hated it though. He said there was no AC.
Oh yeah, I remember him griping about it. Said it was hot.
Yeah, he said he hated it. He said that he had to go into work and put all this stuff on, and he just threw his freaking vest in the passenger seat. That's where it sat. I'm like, you're riding around with freaking bank with grip, and you got people that want to steal it from you, and you're not going to wear your vest. Hell no. It's too hot.
Nobody ever said he was blessed with any common sense.
No. He's not good looking either. He's an ugly bastard.
Oh.
Poor guy.
Yeah, and he's got a girlfriend.
I don't know how.
Yeah, well, she's a dispatcher.
Oh.
She never gets out of her little cubicle or whatever.
She must
to
not
see
have good
people in the
eyesight.
world. Yeah.
It's usually dark in there.
Well, he's probably the only guy she's ever seen because she's stuck in there all day.
Yeah. In the fishbowl.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't know.
In that fishbowl. And then dealing with people. God, that'd be one to have on as a dispatcher. You know how many stupid calls they take?
Yeah. Well, you know how many stupid calls we take from dispatchers?
Right, but they have to give it to us.
Well, I know, but some of the stuff they tell us is just stupid, and it's like, what?
But imagine the things. But imagine the things they keep us from getting.
If that's what they do.
I don't know. We'd have to have one on to see.
Yeah.
We'll have to find a candidate.
Oh, I know one. She's kind of squirrely.
That's all of them.
Been there for a while. Older than most of them. Tall, thin.
Oh, okay.
Works during the day.
Okay. Yeah.
The one that if she gets too many calls kind of gets befuddled.
Yeah. No. That, I don't know. I don't know that I can handle that. Freaking 4 phones ringing. Because they answer for not just us, but they answer for us, our department, your department, all the fire departments, all the friggin' medical, and then all the other little departments around. Like, I don't know if I can handle that.
Yeah, my favorite ones that they assign, like my favorite calls they assign me to, is my phone will start ringing, and I look and it's dispatch, and I'm like, oh crap. Especially if when the dispatcher calls you and you're like, when I answer it, I'm like, what now? And then you'll hear them giggling on the other end. So you know it's going to be something stupid.
Yeah. They had one, man. Oh my God. I wanted to go up there. Like, I don't ever. But she got our town and another town confused. So they would have something going on in another town, like way north of us. And this lady would call me late at night and she'd be like, I'm trying to think of a name. Hi, this is Sharon from dispatch. So we have a call at 13393 Cycle Boulevard. Need you to start that way. They're requesting you. We don't have that. You're in the wrong town. Well, isn't this McLeod one? No. No, it is not. Oh, I'm so sorry. And then it's all good. Put the phone down, roll back over. 2 minutes later. This is Sharon from dispatch. Can you start to... It's me again. I'm so sorry. It's all good.
My favorite one is they'll be doing that, saying, and this person wouldn't say respond to. They would say, oh, man, excuse me. They would say report to. And I'm like,
To it?
you're my boss.
Yeah.
Or they'd be like, report to, and you're like,
Yeah, this might be...
come on.
I love it when there's the same one, and she'd be like, county unit, can you start to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the road name is for a domestic in progress? And then they pause. No. And then that's when they would pause and not tell you the numerics of the house. It's like, we need to be getting there now. Like, we need to be. They did that one night to me. She gave me an address in town, and it was like 701. And I'm like, wait a minute, we don't have a 701 on the west side of town. And I was like, I know we do on the east side of town. So I go to the east side of town and I go sit like in the address, and I'm like, everything's off, nobody's out, nothing. And so I'm like, what the hell? And so I end up calling up there. And I'm like, is this going on here? And right about that time, I see it change in the CAD that it's somewhere the frick up way north of not even near me. And I'm like, whoa, is there a domestic going on in here, or is it up there? Oh, it's up there. What's this? I had to get up and get dressed and freaking put my shoes on and everything. Got me all hopped up.
Oh, we had, I had one like last week or the week before. And they said they They said it was a domestic involving weapons. That's what the person had called it in. And that's not even close as to what was happening. And they gave an address, and it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever street. And there's people up there driving all over trying to find it. And then they finally get the correct address from the person that called it in. And they're like, well, it's actually 10234. So they were like 10 miles away looking for it. And then come to find out it's way down in my area.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap. And I don't that's the other thing is like people will call in and they're third party because, you know, they're not involved, but they hear something at an address that might be something and they know the person owns a gun. So, and they jump to these wild ass conclusions. So then I'm driving, you know, like a crazy person trying to get there thinking someone's got a gun on somebody. And what it was, you know, like 80-year-old mom who was having a disagreement with her 50-year-old daughter, and both of them, like one of them had a traumatic brain injury from a car wreck. The other one had something wrong with some gland or something in her brain, which caused her to have mood swings.
Oh, yeah.
So she would have her mood swing and get angry and start yelling. Mom that had the TBI would act like a child and would get really upset and cry. But if you just waited, I've dealt with them before. If you just waited a little bit, she would get off her mood swing. Both of them would start crying, and then they'd hug each other, and it was all good.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah,
It's like some shit you would see in a movie.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Oh, like sitting in, you know, mom sitting in the corner. I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
Pouting. Just pouting.
Well,
And
actually,
another one
mom
come
goes
down.
into her room and will shut her door and won't speak to her, and she'll stand out in the hallway yelling.
Really?
But then when she gets off of her little mood swing problem that she's having, then she goes into the room and everything's fine.
Huh. And they just, like, nothing ever happened?
They've been doing it for years, and then daughter moved out. I can't remember where she moved to, but then she just recently came back, so it started happening again.
Great.
And the neighbor that's living next to him now, he's new, so he's not aware of any of this stuff.
Yeah. He's going to learn today.
Yeah.
What else to do?
We're at a good time.
Are we?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right. Well, we can shut her down then. Hey, don't forget you guys see us at code05.co. And then also do us a favor and get a hold of Wolf Brand Chili and see if they'll send us some love.
Yes, yes. We need the love from Wolf Brand Chili.
I know somebody out there works for Wolf Brand Chili. We've got to get this done.
Somebody knows somebody at Wolf Brand Chili. And there may even be a little piece of the swiper or freaking dope app for the person that gets us hooked up with Wolf.
Yeah, we could even put some Wolf Brand Chili whatever in the app. That way when someone's playing the game
That's
on
a
the
power
app
up.
and they see the Wolf Brand Chili, they'll be like, hey, I'm going to go to the store and get some of that.
Or you go scan cans of Wolf Brand Chili and you get
Like
little rewards.
a
and
hidden
stuff.
feature or
something. Something unlocks. I'm telling you, we go.
Anyway, you guys leave us a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. We're going to get off here. You guys have a good one.
Later.